Welcome to the Fit Chicks and Hormones podcast, where we focus on all things midlife, hormones, and how to finally feel good in your body again. I'm Angie, a fellow midlife survivor, here to help you stop guessing and finally get results with hormone smart habits that actually work. Let's get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Fit Chicks and Hormones podcast. I am here today with Monica, who has been a client of mine for, I think, a year now, right? A little over a year?
Yep,
Yeah.
just celebrated August 1st.
Yeah, that's crazy. And she has made some pretty amazing transformations, not just physically, but mentally. At least I feel she probably will share that as well. But so she's here to share her story with you today. So how are you doing today, Monica?
I'm awesome. How are you today?
I am doing great. I'm doing great. Getting ready for the week, right?
Yes, I'm over the heat. I'm
Yeah.
ready for it to be a little cooler. Makes it really hard to go out and walk, but
Yeah. But you get it done, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah. Good. All right. Let's start by you sharing a bit about yourself, like what you do, who you are, and then like what brought you to my coaching program? What was going on in your life at that time? How were you feeling? What were you looking for?
Okay, so I am 49 years old and I have two teenagers that are a lot of work mentally right now, which anyone with teenagers knows that. Um, I have been living in chronic pain or had been for close to 3 years. And I think that's what really got me interested in seeing what you had to offer because some of my friends were following you and I had known that I might be going through some menopause, but when I had checked my hormones, they didn't really register um, the 4 year mark 4 years ago. And then the next year, I just, I didn't even get tested. So then I just lived through the chronic pain and then so it was like year 3, I guess, when it happened and people were following you, and I'm like, "Gosh, that girl Angie, she's just really real." And I felt like the most important part of it was that, like, you were saying everything that I had been through. I don't recall the chronic pain of that you had, but you did have some joint pain. And I just really was liking how real you were, and I'm like, "Well, maybe I'll just start following you and seeing." And it took me a while, like, I was like, I'm not gonna commit," like, I don't know, because I do think that until you're ready, kind of like an alcoholic or someone, until you are ready to make the change for you, it's not gonna do you any good, right? So I'm like, "Well, I'm not gonna reach out to her and join any of these groups yet because I'm not ready to commit. Like, yeah, I'm in pain. Yeah, like this is just hormones though. Like nothing's going to change. I'm going to get on medication and it's going to help me, but nothing else is going to change is how my mindset was. And then I finally was at the point was like, I don't want to live this much in pain. Like I was only getting like I would go to bed at night and I would maybe sleep 2 hours, and then I would just be waking up every 2 hours after that because my joints were hurting. I don't get hot flashes, but I get really, really hot, like a sunburn where my sheets are super hot. So I'd have to get up and put cold water on me, and then I'd sit in front of a fan to cool off. But even walking to the bathroom was just miserable. Most of my pain was actually in my feet and in my toes and in my ankles and my knees. So walking was just really unbearable. So I decided I'd reach out to you and get some information from you. And then I did it. And here I am a year later. And I would say I'm probably 98% pain free. And I know I even asked my husband before getting on this today, I'm like, how would you say my pain is? He's like, I don't even know you're in pain anymore, which is really
Wow.
nice to hear too. So,
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. Yeah. And if I recall, I think when we first had the conversation, your husband and you were both hesitant to sign up. You were like,
very, very. First off, my husband was not supportive because he's like, okay, so you're going to be paying for support, but you're not seeing anybody. You're not seeing anyone in person, and she's really going to just be able to change your life. I'm
yeah,
all, well, I've seen her do it with all these other ladies. I feel like this is my last chance, honey. Like, let me try this one thing, and if it doesn't work, then I will stop trying to put any more money into anything.
Right, right, right.
And yeah, he was like, okay, then do it, you know. And I think what really helped was you also have great like Black Friday deals and stuff like that. So that was really helpful too during it. And yeah, like I can't see myself without you now. Like I feel like not only just the commitment that when I finally made it, it's also just being held accountable by someone that's been through it makes a big difference. Um, because not everybody has really been through it. Like they might be at the beginning and they might feel like they're experts, but what I've noticed is following other people, like the, none of like all of it's about hot flashes or sex drives or stuff that didn't really pertain to me, right? Like I'm like none of this is pertaining to me, and until you find that person that you actually can relate to and see that
Mhm.
they've been through those same situations or circumstances, I think that that was really eye-opening to me.
Yeah. Good. I mean, I'm glad that I had to suffer to go through all this so that I could share my
Yeah.
knowledge with everyone, right? Um, but again, and so I know when people tell me stories, I go back and I'm like, oh, I feel that. I know that. I remember that pain, that feeling that way, that exhaustion, the not sleeping, the so yeah, I can feel it and be like, okay, I know you'll get through this because I got through this, so let's do it together. Let's figure it out together.
I also think that's been what's been helpful for me with you, Angie, though, is like it's not like a fix forever. Like I still see some days when you're super tired. Like you did a live video and you were like, "Yes, I'm," and you could see it in you, you know? So it's just part of our life now that really has never been talked about in society. I feel like this generation is the ones that are really coming out and really talking about menopause and what the struggles are and the feelings. And I mean, 10 years from now, I think it's just going to be so huge because there is so much more knowledge and people that aren't afraid to talk about it.
Right.
Um, you know, I've learned so much when I was just trying to educate myself on what I was going through to help my husband understand it and send him podcasts and like
Yep.
this is what I'm dealing with. Like I swear I'm not crazy. I feel crazy
Yeah.
too, but this is really what's happening.
Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
I don't feel crazy anymore. I've not felt that way since I've been with you. Like I think you've really helped me just find ways to ground my mental stability during all of this. And just learn the steps that I really have to commit to make the changes.
Yeah, and understand too that not every day is going to be good. It's just
Hmm.
not. But like we're getting older, it's just not going to be always good. But knowing that it's not going to last, and we know what to do
Yep.
to pick back up and keep moving forward, and know tomorrow's a new day and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So, what changes to your lifestyle do you feel like you've made since we started working together?
Oh my gosh. I've made really big changes. I asked my husband before I got on what was the biggest change, and this was pretty funny, and you're going to laugh about it because I was excited to tell you this. He goes, well, the biggest change is you eat a lot.
Yay, you're winning.
And
I
I said, no,
love it.
no, no, honey, I'm serious. Like, tell me, like, what have you changed, seen the most? I would hope that it's my attitude, that I'm not as
Yeah.
crabby or he's like, yeah, as long as we feed you.
I love it.
Because it's opposite for men, I feel like they need less amount of food, right? So we're at a stage right now in our marriage and 20 years together, like it's so different being able to communicate with him of like, okay, you need to eat less, but I need to eat like your portion plus my portion and maybe half of our teenagers.
Yeah.
And then not only that, I have to have you make me brown rice or sweet potatoes with every single meal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that that's been probably the biggest change. Um, but I mean, just starting from like the beginning of being real honest when I was committing myself to you, like, okay, this is how this food is making me feel, or this is where my pain is now. And then you saying, okay, well, what supplements are you taking? Okay, I really think we need to get you on these. And
Mhm.
then we would do a trial and see if it helped. And so far, like, I honestly feel that my joint pain was minimized almost completely with that DHEA. Like that has been life changing to me. In fact, I'm out of it right now. Ran out on vacation, haven't ordered it since I've been back, and sure enough, my toes started cramping up while we were on vacation. So it's
Yeah.
definitely noticeable. Um, so I think that the supplements was another really big change. So eating a ton of food, eating
Yeah.
supplements or taking supplements, and just making sure that you're getting all of the categories in for your macros.
Yep.
Because, like, when I'm on vacation and I was trying to just shove stuff in there, I see that I typically will eat a lower carb meal,
Mm.
which you've called me out on that, saying, hey,
Yep.
lady, get your carbs in, please.
Yep.
So that's been really embedded in my brain. But I also just think that, like, tracking your foods and realizing when you think that you're eating healthy because you have a ton of protein on your plate and you have vegetables, like, that's great. It is a healthy meal, but it's not what your hormone lacking body needs right now. Like,
Yep.
it needs fat, it needs protein, it needs carbs. Like, that is huge for me, that tracking piece of it, because it's very eye opening when because I felt like I was, of course, I feel everybody does this when they start just hitting those macros, very
Mhm.
overwhelming, very stressful. But then you would be like, okay, let's take away some stuff so you're not seeing all of that. Let's start smaller. Like, you
Mhm.
just really listen. Um, you support, you listen, as well as make sure that you hold us very accountable. You call us out when we're not doing the things that we're leaning on you to give us and to coach us and to guide us. So I think that that's very big too. Once I started changing all of that, I felt like I had done everything I could, but I wasn't seeing any inches lost, no weight, no inches. And I was just like, man, like, okay, my pain's gotten better, but like, okay, now what else can I do? And I think that this was probably the biggest part, which you talk about often, is how then I learned none of this is going to change until I start loving me, right? I could take these supplements, I could eat everything right, but it's not going to change the scale until I could minimize the level of stress that I was carrying on my body.
Percent. Yep.
And that was humongous because, first off, I'm very high energy, I'm very dramatic. So for me to not stress, that's
Yep.
like asking like magical stuff
Yeah.
to happen. But I think then you realized that, right? And you're like, okay, like, she's not just going to stop stressing and she's not going to like lose her children, teenagers. Well, unless I eat them or something, because I need more food. Um, so then it was really great because then you like broke it down for me that says, okay, we're just going to put 10 minutes of self-care on your app daily. And then I'd be like, oh my God, I don't have even 10 minutes. Like, that was really hard. But once I committed, again, that commitment, and I gave myself that 10 minutes, whether it be getting in a Epsom salt bath or a magnesium bath or listening to, I had never done them before. You had sent me some great, what were they? Um,
The meditations, just
yes, the meditations were, because I am such an empathetic person that then I feel so much energy too. So then you sending those, so just committing to giving myself that time was life changing. And then that's when I started seeing this, because you have to have all of those pieces.
yep.
So even if I fixed myself, if I'm not doing the macros and I'm not doing the supplements, it's all part of the
Mhm.
success. Like,
Yeah.
it won't work, it will work. Like, I feel like when I'm doing poorly on food, at least now that I know how to do self-care and not stress so badly, I don't beat myself up anymore. And I allow myself to have a vacation full of alcoholic beverages and no tracking of my food.
Mhm.
Um, and it did not bother me.
Yeah.
Um, and until you accept that, or accept for myself, like, that's what was very life changing for me, was learning the importance of self-care.
Yeah. That's the mental part that I talked about with you was the biggest shift. And I remember you even being like, wow, just that part. You know how important it is now. And that's that little shift that just it helped everything, right? And then you started seeing that weight come off because your body was like, ah, we
Yeah,
don't need
you're
to
fun.
hold on to this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, and it's still hard. Like, that doesn't go away. I have teenagers. I have a son with special needs. Like, I have a very, very um high stress job. Like those things are not going to go away, but it's how I manage them now. And some days I'm not strong enough to do it. But the majority of the time, I would say more than 50% of the time, I am able to. I would say it's closer to probably 75% of the time. And I've let myself go downhill a few times in this year. Here recently, I feel I just got comfortable. Um, and I kind of stopped doing self-care, and I felt myself now, okay, listen, I'm starting to have meltdowns again and yell more at the kids and just not enjoy life again. And then I was like, okay, like I need to step back and I have to take care of myself. So I told my husband, I'm like, and he is so supportive of it. I don't know why I think that I need to even tell him. Like, it's just all that mental peace that I feel sometimes as a female, as a mom, as a wife, you don't give yourself enough grace. So recently you had said that, and it really resonated with me, giving myself grace, saying I need to stop and I need to go take a bath. And that's not just like that self-care of shutting myself out from like everyone is important. I love, love, love my friends. And so I think that sometimes I think just some girl time is what I need, but it really isn't. Like, I really think that that alone time is critical for the mind and soul, way more so now that I'm going through menopause
Yeah.
than it ever was before.
Especially if you're a very empathetic person, you like to be around people and all that, but sometimes then and it's good stuff, right? Like you said, it's happy, it makes me happy, but it's stimulation, it's stress because you're entertaining, you're talking, you're feeling all the things, but sometimes your body just needs quiet and just calm and just to just take a
And that
step
is not easy for me. I am not a quiet person. I don't like quiet. I have a son with autism that's very high strung, so our house is never quiet. So learning how to do meditation, it's still not comfortable for me. But when I am not sleeping, which is rare, I usually sleep when I'm stressed. So
Yeah.
sleep is never an issue for me. I sleep very well, in fact. Um, but when I'm not doing that self-care, I've noticed that I start waking up more during the night. So I might sleep great, but I'm waking up, so I'm not really sleeping great. I think I am,
Right.
but I'm really not.
Right.
And so I've started paying attention to that and saying, okay, I need to start doing at least 5 minutes of meditation before going to bed, so that then my mind is not thinking about anything but that nice, peaceful, usually very positive meditation. And that's
Right.
what then are the thoughts that are in my head when I go to bed. I think that that is really important too.
And that's all, and like all the things that you've been talking about, because I was going to go back to this too, is like you don't have to be perfect to get the results. You just have to find little times. Like you said, I found 10 minutes, or here I just need 5 minutes of meditation. It's not like you need to sit in a comfortable pose and meditate for an hour. It's like I just need 5 minutes to turn my brain off to switch it over to something else, or I just need a bath, or I just, it's not about being perfect. It's just being consistent with it.
It's consistent and commitment. I mean, it's got to be where you go, okay, like I can feel I'm at my wit's end and I have to do something, because the only person that's going to suffer from this is you, because my pain would come back, right? I don't want to ever be like, I had people at work asking me, are you okay? Like, and I'm like, no, this is how I feel all the time now. Like, and now I don't feel that anymore. It's awesome. But definitely realized I don't have a whole lot of time in my world with teenagers, a busy school, sports, work schedule. So finding any committed time is better than no time.
100%. 100%. Yeah. Anything. And even like I talk about all the time, just breathing. Just breathe.
And I do that one a lot. I mean, I feel that I had the breathing way down just because my son was special needs. I feel like I learned that at birth with him, right? Of just calming myself. But again, calming yourself and self-care, I don't feel are really the same thing. I think that when you breathe, like that calms you in moments that you need to a kind of immediate reaction, I guess, but like it's still surfaced, I feel. And until you give yourself that 5 minutes of meditation or that 10-minute bath or something just for you, that it really isn't fully giving you that self care
Right.
that you need.
Yeah, and that shift. And again, once you start doing that, it becomes habit, right? Just like everything else, it
Hmm.
becomes habit. And then you notice, like you said, yeah, I noticed when I fell back and wasn't doing it, I was starting to experience these things. Okay, I know what to do now to move forward. Yeah,
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah. Awesome, awesome. So the last thing I want to ask you is just, would you recommend this coaching program to others and why? Like what has been your experience? I know you kind of talked about it a little bit, but if you just want to touch base on that a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it has been noticed by multiple people, and I have a lot of people asking me, "Gosh, like what did you do differently? I see that you're just different. You don't seem to be struggling anymore. What are you doing?" And so I've definitely recommended this already to a handful of people, and a few of them did sign up, and they're enjoying it also. So I do believe that, but again, until you're ready to do that commitment, and that's just what I tell them as well. Like, hey, like, look, I listened to her for 3 months before I even talked to her, and made sure that it was that time for me. If I was ready mentally, emotionally, physically, all of that, it all has to be agreed upon in your brain. So yeah, I highly recommend you to everybody. Just because you're very personable, you're very knowledgeable, you're very uplifting. You know, and if you don't know, I feel like you're going to problem solve until you do know. Like you
Mhm.
don't give up.
Nope.
Yeah.
I will find you an answer. We'll figure this out and we'll work together. Hey there. Let me guess. You've been doing all the things you used to do, but suddenly your body just isn't responding anymore. The weight's not budging, you wake up feeling tired, even after a full night's sleep. Your stomach feels bloated by the end of the day, and honestly, you just don't even feel like yourself anymore. And I get it. This stage of life, whether it's in perimenopause, menopause, or beyond, it can feel like your body has turned against you. But here's the thing, your body isn't broken. You just need a new approach that actually works with your hormones, not against them. And this is exactly what I help women do in my 3-month midlife makeover program. This isn't about crash dieting, endless cardio. Instead, we focus on rebuilding your energy, balancing your hormones through nutrition and lifestyle, and creating strength in your body, which is going to help you to feel confident in your skin again. What makes this different is that it's not a one size fits all plan. We work together to create a lifestyle that actually fits into your life and works at any stage of menopause. Because let's be real, life is not going to stop just because your hormones are shifting. So if you're ready to stop fighting your body and finally start feeling like yourself again, feeling lighter and stronger, full of energy, I'd love to walk this journey with you. Click the link in the show notes to learn more about the Midlife Makeover Program. Your best years don't have to be behind you. This is just the beginning.
My gosh, I got others, I got shopping, food prepping, like I don't have time. But then I like the little reminder, hey, like you didn't get this. I'm like, ah, I'm so sorry, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think that, and my husband has never said anything about it. Um, and I do love that by being with you, I could go to your gym and work out, and I've been able to do that when I'm able to and don't have meetings.
Yeah.
And that's wonderful. Gosh, I wish I could go there every day. That
Right.
energy there, and I love. Um, I don't. My brain is missing the word, but I love how structured it is.
Mhm.
Um, and I do. The energy is great, and it's nice to see you in person and get some techniques.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not doing something right, because I guess that is an area that I always worry about. Like when I started and I was doing the workouts, and I'd be like, well, my lower back is hurting, and I don't know if I'm doing like the right position. I was very concerned about that. Um, and you had me video it and send it to you, and that was a
Yep.
little challenging because I've never done any of that. I don't know how to video myself.
Yeah.
But again, we worked through it, right?
Mhm.
Um, so I think that, I, I didn't talk about the weightlifting and how important that was, because right now I feel like I've fallen off the wagon, and need to get back into it after vacation. Um, that was another key thing that I had noticed that I needed when I was seeking help from you, not just my pain, but I wasn't able to lift an easy suitcase. I
Mhm.
couldn't lift anything over my head. Um, just really learning my body, right? Like I was losing mobility.
Yep.
And it was kind of at a rapid pace. And I'm sure it wasn't rapid. I'm sure it had happened over time, but
Right.
I noticed it rapidly once I was like, gosh, this isn't good. I have body pain and I can't lift stuff up. And I didn't like that. So I learned the importance of lifting and not lifting just a small little 5-pound weight. I've
Right.
learned that, a minimum of 15 pounds to keep those muscles
Mm-hmm.
from being able to break down. And that's huge. I don't think that a lot of people necessarily realize the breakdown of the muscles.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've not heard a lot of people talk about that. I felt like that was one thing that I noticed, and then I heard you talk about it, but I had not heard it in a lot of the other stuff that I had listened to. Again, it was mainly like lost my sex drive, have hot
Yep. Yep.
flashes,
Yep.
no moisture down there anymore. Like I was like, yeah, none of those are me. Like mine is literally joint pain, and I can't lift anything anymore. You know.
Yep.
So again, I didn't touch base on that. And I love your workouts. I love that they're doable. I love that they are, you could push yourself however hard you can, but at least you're making a commitment, again, another commitment, that gets you moving your body
Yep.
and using weights moving your body. It's such a mindset again of cardio, cardio, cardio. And I'm not a cardio person, so I'm not going to do that. So
Yeah.
learning some really good techniques in your workouts are very great. And then
Yeah.
I really liked when I would tell you, or when I do tell you, like, I didn't like these ones. And you're
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, let's get it switched over. Let's do another round, a different round for you.
Yep. Yep.
So the workouts I feel are very doable, um, not difficult,
Mm-hmm.
and very rewarding. Like I
Yeah.
feel my muscles that I need to use
Yeah.
getting stronger.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Yeah. And it is. That's super important. That's especially as we get older, we definitely want to make sure we're maintaining that muscle, building that muscle, keeping that
Yeah.
there, keep it strong.
Yeah.
So you can do all the things you need to do, right? Lift our body
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, and I just like even when you're saying, okay, Monica, like you might not be able to do all 4 of those rounds, but you don't have enough time. Again, that time thing, because I'm always about, I don't have time, I don't have time, I don't have time. Okay, but I need to commit.
Mm-hmm.
And by being committed, I need to go give my body 10 minutes of love.
Yep.
Even if it's taking 15-pound weights and just lifting them up over my head, or doing 20 squats after I eat, or
Mm-hmm.
I remember during when my son was a senior, and you're like, okay, like I know how busy you are, I'm not going to push you, but if you can just get up every morning and do 20 squats before leaving for work.
Right.
So you find ways to like, okay, like I get that you're super busy and that we're probably not going to get a whole lot out of you, but can we get this out of you? And
Yeah.
to me, that's so important.
The main goal, us working together, is just me figuring out what works best for you and how to make it work for you. Because if I'm trying to tell you, you have to do these things or it's not going to work, you're going to be like, well, then I guess it's not going to work because that's not going to
Correct.
work for me.
And
So,
you've never given me that feeling. Like
no.
you've never, and so to me, that's why it's worth every second, every penny, because you find ways to make it work for however every female needs it to work for them.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that. Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah. And I just want to share one thing that I love. I really enjoyed working with Monica because she's talked about this. She never gives up. She never gives up. She keeps pushing through. The times get tough. And she's like, I know. And she just keeps moving forward, which is amazing because you got a lot going on. It's busy. You got and I get that. And so many women, it's like, I just can't do it. It's too much. But you just kept pushing through. So
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you for that part, for just keep pushing through and doing what you
Yeah.
can. So,
Well, thank you. Thank
yeah.
you. It is a struggle to
Yeah.
take care of myself.
But you're learning more and more every day how important it is.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Well, that's enough of our time for today. I know it's Sunday and it's time to do all the things to get ready for the
Yep.
week, right?
Yep.
I appreciate you taking your time and sharing all this, sharing your journey with everyone. And I really, truly enjoy working with you. It's great. So
Thanks,
thank you so
Angie. I
much.
appreciate you so much.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye, Monica.
Take care. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. If today's episode hit home, make sure to subscribe to the show and share it with a friend who needs it too. And if you're ready for more support, come hang out with us in the Fit Chicks and Hormones community. The link is in the show notes. And until next time, keep showing up for yourself. You deserve it.